You read the title and you saw the thumbnail. In the next however long this video is, I'm going to be showing you the exact content strategy that's helped me build an audience of over 200,000 converting people across my channels. That's people who are already looking to buy what I sell, be it my school community or my YouTube coaching, which are the two main things that I'm selling at the moment. Now, most creators get this wrong and end up building an audience that never buys from them. I know because I've made that mistake before, but I've learned my lesson. The method I'm about to share takes just 5 steps, can be done in half an hour, and will make your idea generation faster and far more effective, so you can grow your channel and your business at the same time. Let's do this. Right, so step 1 to create a content strategy that's not only going to get you views, but also qualified views and therefore clients, is to start with the end in mind. So you need to decide what your goal is with YouTube and who you're trying to attract, because different goals and different target audiences will call for different messages, and views are not always the metric that you should be optimizing for. Let's understand this with 2 very quick examples. So let's imagine you want to start a YouTube channel and your main goal is to make money with AdSense. Or maybe you just really care about a certain cause or a certain movement and you want to start a YouTube channel to spread the word, to spread the message. In each of those cases, you want as many people as possible to hear what you have to say, to see your content, because more views will equal more money, obviously adjusting for CPMs. And more views are going to mean more people are going to get your message, are going to listen to what you have to say. So again, in each of those cases, you want more people to see your message, and you're not going to be super specific with exactly who you're targeting. Whereas if, for example, you have a small business and you make a very specific product for a very specific type of person, maybe you make, I don't know, Notion templates to help CEOs get organized because you used to be a disorganized CEO, then in that case, you want to target primarily CEOs. Like everyone else might not buy your product, might not be that interested. Your product is specifically for CEOs. So that's the sort of person that you want to be targeting. So any other sort of view that you get, I mean, amazing, it's a bonus, but you really want to get CEOs interested in your content. So your strategy is going to be completely different. And here's a quick disclaimer before we continue with the video. The strategy that I'm going to share in this video is optimized, is specifically designed for educational creators who have a product or a service and who are looking to attract not just any random person, but rather a qualified viewer, like qualified views, essentially. Because, you know, getting views is fairly easy if you know how to do it. Getting qualified views is a bit harder. And this is something I experienced with my second channel. This is my second channel, what you're watching right now. I have another channel in Spanish, and it's all about personal development. And with my first channel, I think it took me about a year and a half to get monetized, to get my first 1,000 subscribers. Whereas I did the same thing in just a few weeks with this second channel, and I only needed 4 videos. Now, why is that? These were the 4 videos, by the way. Well, the difference this time around with my second channel is that I knew how to get views. I knew exactly what I had to do, what buttons to push to get views. And it's very tempting to optimize for views, for virality, when you know how to do it. And you see, I had this dilemma as well, because I'm in an industry, I literally help people grow their YouTube channels and differentiate themselves and build their brands with YouTube. I'm in an industry where views are seen as some sort of proof. Like, if you are a YouTube strategist and you're not able to get views with your own channel, even though there's a lot of factors there that, you know, impact your views, like not necessarily how skilled you are, like the niche and exactly the type of person you're trying to target, all of that is going to impact your views. But yeah, the fact that you're not getting enough views for what your customers or your potential customers think that is an acceptable number of views for a channel, then that person's not going to listen to you. That person's not going to see you as an expert. So yeah, in this industry, views are a form of proof, a form of just showing that you can actually do what you say you can do, even though, as I said, it shouldn't be like that. So even though I knew that optimizing for virality wasn't necessarily going to move the needle for my business, I was really tempted to do that in the beginning. So when I started this channel, my whole content strategy was to optimize for views, because I wanted people to know that I could do that, to know that I had the experience and that I could actually grow their channels as well. So I did that, even though that went against my previous experience with my other channel, that views don't necessarily equal sales. And obviously the same thing happened again. I had to learn my lesson twice, because guess how many sales I made from this first 4 videos? Yeah, a grand total of 0. Those videos did bring a lot of traffic to my channel, but they didn't do much for my business. They weren't qualified views. Like, all those views that I was getting were just random people who maybe were interested in the wizard list as a person. They watched her channel, or maybe they were interested in KDU, the other case study I did. They weren't necessarily interested in being YouTubers themselves. And the thing with my channel is I don't really want to be famous. I don't want YouTube to make me famous. I want YouTube to make me money. Like, obviously, I also want to help people and make a positive impact. I really want to spread the word that YouTube is really the best thing for your business. But at the same time, I also want to make money, and really there's nothing wrong with that. If you're in the same position, there's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to make money. You want to help, you want to make positive impact, but at the end of the day, you also want to pay your bills. So knowing that, and with that second failure, as I said, I was getting views, but not really qualified views and clients, I went back to the drawing board. And this time I really wanted to find a content strategy that would get me sort of the best of both worlds, like a mix of views, ideally qualified views, but also conversions, also like clients from my business. And looking back, if I had started with that end in mind, I would have saved myself so much time chasing virality, making videos that weren't really going to move the needle. And yes, maybe my channel would have grown a bit more slowly at the beginning. I wouldn't have had that early boost in views, but it would have helped me grow my business faster. So yeah, with that in mind, let's just move on to step 2, which is content buckets, okay? So to do this, for step 2, I'm going to assume a lot of things. I'm going to assume that you already have a niche, like you know what you're going to be talking about, and you also probably have a product or a product idea. You have a rough idea what you're going to be selling, because as I said, this is all about selling. This is optimized for selling your product or service. And I'm also going to assume that you've done some basic market research. Now, when I say basic market research, this is not in-depth at all. Like, obviously, if you do it in-depth, it's going to be much better for your channel. But just know who your main competitors are in your industry and exactly what they're doing, like more or less, like what are they doing? How can you be different? And I get that this is hard, okay? If you're struggling to figure this out, to figure out how you can be different, check out my coaching, because this is literally what I specialize in. I help creators stand out with their personal brands, be different with their content, and grow on YouTube. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. But assuming you've done all of that homework, let's just make it easy for yourself to plan your content. And the best way to do it, in my experience and also from what I've seen other YouTubers do, is to choose 3 content buckets. And here are some examples of educational YouTubers. Again, I'm focusing on educational creators here who have done this, who are doing this successfully. This is Ali Abdal. You probably know him if you're in the productivity space or personal development space. He talks about personal dev, productivity, and finance. This is Nicholas Crystal. He's been inactive recently. I think he's creating a course, but his channel is all about personal development, filmmaking, and storytelling, and specifically storytelling through filmmaking. Daniel Dalen, you probably know Daniel Dalen. He's the personal branding guy, but he also focuses on general business and entrepreneurship and e-commerce, because that's where his business, that's the industry he's in. And then Tam Kaur. If you know Tam, I'm going to assume you're a woman, because she focuses on women. Her content is all about self-improvement, self-love, and a lot of girl talk, a lot of being a woman, the experience of being a woman. So knowing this, knowing what the best YouTubers are doing, and tailoring that to my own channel, I developed my own framework for my channel. And essentially what I'm doing, and if you've seen this channel before, you will know, I've got one bucket that's essentially the core transformation that I sell. So essentially creating a standout, expensive looking personal brand. Then I've got a second bucket that is all about the vehicle for that transformation. So in my case, it's YouTube, because yeah, that's where my expertise is. I have an Instagram with, I don't know, about 6,000 followers, but that's all people from YouTube. I'm not really active on there. I've never really grown an Instagram. So my experience is with YouTube. And then bucket number 3 for my channel is what I call my virality driver. So in this case, it's my case studies. So my case studies normally get the most views, and they don't necessarily bring the most qualified audience, but they get me views, they get me subscribers, and they help grow my channel. So yeah, it's a bit of a compromise. And here are some examples of the videos that I make and the content buckets that they belong to. So this is my case study on Daniel Dalen. So it was more of a virality driver, but at the same time, it's also in bucket 1 because it's about personal branding. There's a lot of personal branding in this video, and that's the transformation that I sell. This one is more bucket 1, but also bucket 3, because at the end of the day, I'm teaching personal branding for beginners, but I'm doing that with case studies. And this is completely different. This is bucket 2 entirely. So this is all about growing on YouTube, and I'm answering a common question that many YouTubers have. So that's entirely bucket 2. So yeah, these are just some examples from my own channel, some examples from other people's channels who are really successful on YouTube. And this is very easy to do, honestly. But if you're struggling, you can always get ChatGPT to help you, both with this and with the next step. So the next step, step number 3, is to target different levels of awareness. Now, what do I mean with this? Well, with your content buckets, you want to come up with video ideas that are going to target people at different levels of awareness in their buying journey, okay? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, here's a very easy, very visual explanation. So essentially, before someone buys from you, they need to go through several stages, from unaware to most aware. So someone who's unaware doesn't really know that they've got a problem, and obviously they don't know what the solution to that problem is. If they are problem aware, they know they have a problem and they know exactly what that is. If they're solution aware, they know they have a problem, they know there are several solutions to their problem, but they don't necessarily know which one is the best. If they are product aware, they know they have a problem, they know there's solutions, and they've already settled on your solution, as in like maybe not your specific product, but they want to try what you're offering. Like maybe, I don't know, your solution to getting rich is an SMMA, so they've already decided that what they want is to start an SMMA, okay? And then from that, we go to most aware. So someone who knows they've got a problem, they know there are several solutions, but they've already decided on one, and they know that your product is the best choice to solve their problem. So yeah, that's someone who's like most aware and is in the best position to buy from you. So just to make it easier, here's an example. Imagine you help people make money with Airbnb, and you already have a course helping beginners like make their first 10K with Airbnb. And now you want to make a product that is for more advanced Airbnb owners. And with your channel, you've chosen your content buckets to be general business and entrepreneurship. Like this is like the most general topic that you talk about. Airbnb tutorials, so for people who know they've got a problem, they want to make money, and they know they want to do it with Airbnb, but they don't necessarily know how to start. So this is more for beginners. And then your third content bucket would be best systems for Airbnb entrepreneurs. So people who already have Airbnbs and are looking for systems to improve their efficiency or to make more money, or yeah, just like better ways to do what they're already doing and optimize things. So knowing this, here are some examples of video ideas. First one, I tried 50 business ideas. This one made me rich. This is for general business. Like this is within that content bucket of general making money, business, entrepreneurship. And this is for people who are unaware. Like maybe they were wandering on YouTube, they were watching whatever, and then they come across your video and you open their eyes to the fact that actually, I am a bit broke. I want to make more money. So, you know, you take them from unaware to problem aware. This second one broke to 10K a month with my Airbnb journey. This is again general business. It's very general, but this is for people who are already problem aware. They know they are broke and they are actively looking for solutions. Third example, the best cities for Airbnb in 2025. This fits more within Airbnb tutorials. So this is for people who know they're broke, they want to make more money, and they've chosen Airbnb as the vehicle for that, but they don't necessarily know how to start. So this is for people who are at least problem aware, but also product aware. So they know that Airbnb is the solution. And this is a different idea, the tools I use to manage 5+ Airbnbs with 1 hour a day. This one is a lot more advanced, okay? This fits within better systems for Airbnb entrepreneurs, so for people who are entirely product aware. So they already know that they've got a problem, they're solving that problem with Airbnb, and they're specifically looking for ways to be more efficient with that business. So this is for people who are at least product aware, if not most aware. So essentially, with all of this, the point that I want to make is that the key to a balanced content strategy that gives you the best results, that's what I mean by balanced, like for your business, but also for your channel. So you're getting clients, but you're also getting views and growing your channel. The key to that is to rotate through your different content buckets and different levels of awareness. Why is that? Well, you want to cover all bases. So essentially, idea number 1 from the previous example will get you more views because it's very general. There's more people who want to be rich than people who want to be rich with Airbnb, who know that Airbnb is the solution. So the target audience for that video is bigger, and that's going to get you more views and grow your channel. But those views won't necessarily be qualified. They will be at a very early stage of awareness, not enough to buy your product. Whereas someone who's watching video number 4 will be closer to buying your product. So, you know, the target audience for video number 4 is going to be way smaller. There's less people who are already making money with Airbnb than people who want to make money generally, but they're going to be closer to converting. So you want to do a bit of everything just to cover all bases. And again, this is very easy to do. if you don't know how to do it, if you can't think of any ideas, use ChatGPT and it will spit out countless video ideas for each content bucket and each level of awareness. However, and this is very important, you don't need to go with every single idea that ChatGPT gives you. Like, you need to research every video idea because not every single one of them is going to be worth pursuing. Maybe some are, but you need to tweak the packaging. Maybe the title is not optimized, or maybe the thumbnail is just a bit crap, or maybe it's the format that's not really going to work in that industry or in that niche. Essentially, you want to do your own research. So you want to go on YouTube and just search those ideas and see if someone's already made a similar video. Chances are several people have. Like, it's hard to be the first. If you are the first, that is probably not a good thing. I mean, there's a small chance that it's the best thing that could have happened to your channel. But yeah, most likely if you can't find anyone who's made that video before, chances are it's not that popular, it's not a popular topic, and it's not going to do very well. I wouldn't risk it. I would make videos where I can see that the idea is proven, essentially. So I know I'm not going to waste my time, or I have a better chance of not wasting my time. So yeah, if you find those video ideas in other people's channels, just see how they have performed relative to their channel size and see if you can spot any patterns, like any titles that work better or any thumbnails that get more clicks. Just do your research and see whether you can make your idea a bit more exciting, a bit more interesting. Because remember, if you can't do that, then the idea is probably not worth your time. As I said, I wouldn't risk it. So yeah, once you've done all of this, you know what you're going to be making videos about, you've got all your video ideas, you've researched them, so you know they're good. Again, there's no guarantees, but you've got a better chance of getting views, of, you know, making an impact with those videos. Then step number 5 is the easiest bit. Like, you've gone through all the steps, you have a handful of ideas that make sense for your YouTube goals and your business, and also that are proven. And the only thing that's left to do is to just schedule them and obviously make the videos. And for the best results, in this case, just make sure that you hit different content buckets and different levels of awareness every week. That way, your content is going to be more varied and you're going to be sure that you're going to be covering all the bases. So yeah, that is it from me. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if it was. And I will see you in my next video.